What's going on, y'all? Jimmy Mackerel. Be nice. It's time for the AE recap for June 11th, Wednesday Night Dynamite. Oh, Friday Night Dynamite, I suppose.
Part 2.
I like this episode.
Significantly better than the previous week.
Agreed. Oh, gee, to be fair, this episode could have been fucking, you know what? Not Miro's.
Granted, the bar was only Marco Stein high, but they still jumped over it.
Boo. Well, that's nicer than what I was going to say. It could have been Tony trying to take a shit in the middle of the ring for 2 hours. Still better than last week's show. Though it did have its negative points, but we will try to stay as positive as we can.
Tony Schiavone, as old as he is, still taking shits like he's ever has.
Do your shits get smaller as you get older?
No, I just making a reference to people thinking Dustin looks as good as he ever did.
Gotcha. The show opened up with Christian versus Angelico. I must say, you've sold me on Angelico. Not just for the dancing, he's a really solid worker. Kind of an inspired, that's not nice. Anyway, a very good worker, technically sound.
I'm very curious now.
Can do high spot stuff, but doesn't, at least not
exclusively.
Yeah, and I thought Christian worked well with him.
Yeah.
I thought the submission and the working the body parts felt very old school to me.
Yeah.
Which I like what Christian's brought. I'd say this is not as good as the house match.
No.
And he had another good match we liked. High flyer, I'm going to say.
It wasn't Kazarian.
Alright, we're building up to that, but sure. Anyway, this is anher match he had that's better than the Kazarian match.
So his third best match?
Certainly.
Christian's third best match?
If you want to count the Jungle Boy stuff he did pay-per-view, which we loved.
There we go, that's the whole thing about his other match. Was that Matt Sydal?
It was. That's another really good match. So I'd go Hobbs, Sydal, and Angelico.
Agreed.
The stuff with Matt Hardy afterwards and it's just a fade. This is still a bad idea. Matt Hardy versus Christian is a bad idea. The only people who pay to see it would be my age, and we don't want to.
Well, to be fair, we're sensible.
It's hilarious. Are you saying most wrestling fans are not?
No, they're not. In fact, I see a lot of clamoring for this match, and I don't understand why.
First of all, are you being serious?
I've seen quite a few clamoring.
Clamoring for the Christian versus Matt Hardy?
I've seen a little bit of it.
Okay, it's lowered and whatever every time I've asked you, and it's still annoying to me. That's gross. There should be nobody clamoring for this match except Tony Khan. Apparently. Whatever. Keep it together. We got an interview with Schiavone and Cody Rhodes, which would have been bad enough, but Cody didn't say anything because QT Marshall came out. And you know I'm a huge Sopranos fan.
Yeah.
There's nothing behind the says Tony Soprano outside the shirt, maybe.
The balding?
Yeah, you know what? There's that.
He's at least slight overweightness.
He's not quite overweight enough to do that. Like I said, he's in shape. Maybe not for a wrestler, but he's in shape. He's bland. He's boring. He's not. What's the opposite of politically correct?
Politically correct?
Politically incorrect. Pardon me. Close enough. There's nothing about him that's entertaining to watch. At all, except maybe when he leaps on the top rope because you're going, holy shit, he's gonna die. And he almost does every time. This was to fuck the Brock Anderson reveal, build. I don't... Listen, I'm glad Brock Anderson's getting a shot. Him and his barbecue shorts. But I don't care about anybody involved in this anymore.
Yeah, the King of the Grill is not a good look.
At all.
Like, Cody Rhodes needs an editor, but do they not have like a wardrobe person either? Like, I know they have people that make the stuff. They don't have anybody that just stand at the curtain and goes, what are you wearing?
Maybe somebody. Yeah, like, you don't look like a star. You look like your dad.
You don't look like a wrestler. You look like somebody in the audience.
I don't get it.
You look like a fan in Jacksonville.
I did like the attack. He looked aggressive.
It looked a lot better than some other people striking.
You were really harping on the striking recently.
The strikings are really bad.
It's just you.
Across wrestling, AEW in particular.
But it's always been bad. Always. Unless your name is Chris Benoit, and we know why that is.
Austin had a good strike.
I love Steve Austin, and he's had some bad ones.
He's had some bad ones.
Where he's swinging that right hand, and it's not even great anymore.
I didn't say it was 100%. But he has some good
The Rock has an open hand slap. Like, this has been consistent.
Kane's got a good one. Yeah, good takedown, good striking.
Looking forward to the tag match next week?
No. No, because it's a guy debuting in a tag match, so I already don't care. He's not getting his own squash matches. I'm intrigued by Arn Anderson's son, but they gave us nothing about him. No video packages, no real hype. It's just, hey, this is this guy's son. Like, he just came from the barbecue. He's in a match with Cody Rhodes and QT Marshall, and the guy in the factory nobody even cares about, not named QT Marshall.
Okay, so not sold at all.
Yeah.
Up next was a tag team match, 6-man tag, trios match, if you would. Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler versus Eddie Kingston, Pac, and Penta. Before that, we did get a segment with Pac, Penta, and Eddie, where Eddie tried to get them all on the same page. It was hilarious as Pac ice grilled him. I gotta be honest, I'm not saying the match was fantastic, but it was really, 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 really good. Like, as close as you can get to fantastic without being fantastic. I like the story.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend is a good story.
Very simple. And then you kind of see Pac and Eddie kind of, I won't say grow to like each other, but...
Grew to tolerate and accept.
Yes. Well, I guess Pac would tolerate and accept. Eddie was already with the shits.
Yeah.
I know you are not a fan of his face at the moment. It's weird in and of itself. But Nick Jackson is a star. This heel thing he's got going on, he feels like King Douchebag. And it's fantastic. The walk... Everything Matt is trying to exude, Nick just is a douchebag.
It's almost like Matthew Buck is the understudy to the role of Nicholas Jackson.
Okay, fair enough.
I would do without the beard and the colored hair.
I don't get it.
But, match of the night.
With relative ease.
With relative ease, really good story. Was a little busy toward the end, but... Still highlighted the show.
I mean, it's Young Bucks match. I expected to get entirely too convoluted for anybody's taste.
Rick Knox is going to Rick Knox, but it is what it is.
Free Rick Knox.
Please fire him.
No! Enough of this! He's not fucking booking these fucking matches, booking himself like a fucking moron. I assume he fucked Tony Khan's wife or something. There's no other excuse.
Or he wouldn't fuck Matthew Jackson's wife.
That is outrageous.
I said what I said.
Clearly.
Don't block me too. Another R-Truth, Matt Jackson there.
Jesus fucking Christ. Kazarian came out afterwards, kind of helped everybody fight.
Speaking of which, boo!
Oh, Jesus, why? I like this angle. I just don't like it for Kazarian.
Yeah, because I'm not going to care about Kazarian, number one. I don't think Kazarian's hanging out the Elite by himself.
He's not by himself anymore.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, I think Pac and Kingston or whatever, like, having a stance. Like, Kazarian set out on this venture to seek revenge against the Elite, basically on his own, because he didn't have a tag team partner.
Right.
He just happened to look into other people that hate the Elite. The Elite Hunter,
This feels very, like...
forced?
I was going to say, we know Kenny and them are fans of, like, anime and stuff. It does feel very like that, right? Like, he's Batman now.
Yeah, he's the Elite Hunter, so we're going to put him in camouflage pants.
Jesus fucking Christ. So you don't like the angle? If you remove Kazarian, you don't like this angle? This is some new guy we don't know? It doesn't feel like a fucking poor man's thing.
Like, I like the concept.
Yes.
I don't like execution whatsoever. I don't like Kazarian being in it. I don't like we need to put him in fatigues because we're calling him a hunter. Like, it's just so...
It's like he's the Punisher.
Everything's just so on the nose.
Okay. It's only wrestling. I'm not sure why on the nose bothers you.
No.
MJF led the Pinnacle down to the ring. They had a promo, or 5 of them. I don't know how you want to phrase it. I thought Wardlow was the second best. He feels like a scared person. Like, kind of no nonsense. He's not working his face soon. He just is.
Yep.
MJF was the best because it's kind of just what he does. And then the Inner Circle decided to smash their limousine. I feel like I've seen this angle several times
In a row.
Yeah.
But also, like, it's deja vu.
Yeah.
We've seen it so many times in a row. But, like, it's forever ago also.
That's a way to put it. Like, I feel like I've seen it, but I couldn't tell you when or how.
I know it's definitely a different night of the week.
Hilarious. At thought the forklift part was pretty cool though. It looked like it caused some real damage. Hager, that forklift smashing them all.
I enjoyed the destruction of the limo. That was fun. I would caution against just pulling out every major attitude spot Austin or DX has done and just do it weekly. Like, we're running through these at this point. Let's space them out a little bit, maybe. I'm not against doing them. I'm not saying don't do them. Wrestling's cyclical. Just space it out a little. Maybe.
Fair enough. You know what I do like? I know it's probably because Jericho was hurt. I do like we're not going with another Jericho MJF match. And instead, MJF and Sammy appears to be on the card.
Yes, I do like MJF being a bigger dick. He's not going to give Jericho the match. More heat on him. Let's elevate Sammy, because Sammy did get the win.
He did.
At the end of the match.
I would say this entire feud is kind of based around Sammy and MJF.
Yeah, the whole origin of it. It also brings Shawn Spears off to the side because Sammy was kind of his feud. Mm-hmm. So now he can just stand over here and not do anything and just let that craziness fester a little bit more. And
I'm really here for MJF and Sammy match, just in general. I would imagine they would work well together. Just like MJF and Jungle Boy, the pay-per-view, one of them.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
Really good.
So I imagine it's more of the same.
Also excited, Wardlow and Hager in a cage. I don't think I'd ever want to see them again. I'm intrigued by the cage thing.
I'm less intrigued, but I'm intrigued by it, but I just think Wardlow's going to have to lose to Hager in a cage. And I don't want Wardlow losing any matches.
Shenanigans, of course.
Ever again, to be honest.
I don't know. Excited about the upcoming tag match, though, because Cash Wheeler, damn good promo.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I have a family, so I don't give a shit about yours.
That's a great line.
Well, more than my wrestling.
When was the last time you heard something like that?
I don't know.
Brock Lesnar.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't give a shit about your kids in that Brock Lesnar voice, which is hilarious. Darby and Sting were in the ring, and then Darby decided he's going to take the 2-1 by himself.
They weren't in the ring. Weren't they backstage?
They were, whatever. You get what I'm saying?
They're in the dungeon, yeah. And Darby, he's got to prove something, so he wants to fight both of these guys by himself. Even though one of these guys chucked him from the ring into the fans.
Yes, I just think it's a bad booking decision. Though you have I think it's a bad booking decision because Darby's gonna have a handicap match with Paige and Scorpio Sky, who gladly accepted. I like it, your heels. You would imagine they should wash him. They just should.
They should.
They're two grown men rather, and they should wash him. But if they don't, they look ridiculous. That you can't beat up this guy who is half the size of one of you.
Yeah.
But you said maybe Archer takes that spot.
Yeah.
Which that's a nice bait and switch to me. If Archer takes the spot. I like it.
He told Sting to stay home. He didn't say Sting can't make a phone call.
And you know, Jesus, I want that to be the reason too. I don't want Archer just doing good things for good things' sake though. He should be healed anyway.
Yeah. He's like, you want to be at the top of the card? I believe that you can be. Go show them. Go team up with Darby.
That was a really decent Sting voice. Or a cadence at the very least.
Yeah.
Brody Lee was the star of the next segment. The man's been dead and not resting in peace at all.
5.5 months.
5.5 months?
Something like that. He died in December.
They have fucking this man, who everybody loves, by the way. I've heard not one negative word.
Yeah.
About him as a person, as a wrestler, everybody is there.
Everybody loves him. Wow, we're in this mess.
And I guess they got the okay from the wife or whoever, because they're gonna squeeze his legacy for everything they can fucking get out of it. Mm-hmm. I want him grossed out.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I'm gross. I think it's gross. I demand leave him alone. Leave him alone.
I don't mind the Brody Lee Invitational Cup.
I don't mind that either.
That's a tournament or a battle royal or whatever, and it leads to a number one contenders match for the TNT title instead of doing another Revolution ladder match, which should just be for the world title. Mm-hmm. Let Brody Lee's name be on the TNT one, or whatever you're gonna call it when it goes to TBS. Mm-hmm. I don't need, we got basically the same video package for 10, yes. Which is super random. And then now we have it for Evil Uno in his second AEW singles match ever.
I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but 15 years ago, I used to write on a forum. Yeah. They would have wrestling things, you would book your own storylines and stuff.
Yeah. That did sound like that was 20 years ago.
If a wrestler died, you weren't allowed to use them anymore. How does a wrestling from 15 years ago have higher fucking standards than fucking Tony Khan? How is this possible? This is gross. Anyway.
We're doing it for Brody. Never mind the fact that now we're 0 for 2 in this man's legacy.
You guys are terrible. Didn't love him that much, apparently.
No, wasn't that great of a guy, I guess. We guess the rest of production.
Miro and 10 had a decent enough match. I was mostly here for the finish. Wasn't 10. Miro and Evil No. Decent enough. Miro's a fantastic heel. I was here for the finish. Miro choked his cocksucker out as he waves.
Yeah, as he pulls all the way back and waves at -1 specifically.
Yes, that was fun, I guess. Can we move on now from all that?
Yes, please.
Listen, -1's probably a good kid. Enough.
Speaking of hashtags of people that deserve better, Miro deserves better.
Really?
He doesn't need to be chicaneering around with Evil Uno and
Agreed.
10 in a Brody Lee tribute series and just gonna get him somebody serious.
Andrade had a video package.
Yeah.
It's a much better introduction than last week's.
They said something that was just totally off. We'll take a look at what he's done or what he or whatever, and it's just him getting dressed. It's like he hasn't done anything. He wasn't even getting dressed, right? Like, he's just adjusting the clothes he had on, right?
Yeah. It was weird. It was fine. I thought it was a solid introduction.
There was no Vicky, so that's a win.
Please tell me that they saw that first week and said,
Nah, baby.
like the Scorpio Sky heel turn the first time. I went, he's gonna need a guy. Yeah. Omega and Jungle Boy had a promo. Omega had a promo. I think he was talking to Shivani, and he was shitting on Jungle Boy. And Callis was there, and Callis is always awesome. To me, he's been MVP the last, I don't know, few weeks. Yeah. Jesus. Probably since he showed up. Jungle Boy came out wearing a t-shirt and pants like a fucking person.
You look like Jungle Team.
Oh, Jesus. I hope we go with Jack Perry. JR, for his credit, has been trying to push this for 2 years now.
Yeah. I don't understand why nobody listens.
And nobody fucking bites.
Nobody.
I think it'll work.
If anybody can interview Jack Perry, can we interview him and ask him how he feels about the name Jack Perry?
I love that. I wouldn't be shocked if he,
like if he preferred Jungle Boy.
He seems like somebody who doesn't want to rock the boat. So they're going with Jungle Boy, like, right, you know.
If he's indifferent, at least that'll tell me enough. But if he just tells me, no, I really like stand by this Jungle Boy name, then I can like not be a fan because he'd be retarded.
We're not supposed to use the R word anymore.
He'd have 21 chromosomes.
Okay. Mark Sterling and Jungle Boy. Mark Sterling and Jade.
Say that, right?
Yeah, Jade and Jungle Boy, absolutely. Ironically, Jade is twice as big as Jungle Boy is. I love Jade, by the way. Her look, that's one of the greatest looks ever.
Yes.
Ever.
This is a great pairing.
I can't wait till you fuck it up.
They're gonna run that I'm that bitch into the ground though.
They are. You might not worry. But they're a great pairing. Mark Sterling feels like somebody who would not look at Jade twice if she wasn't a star. Yeah. And instead, she is, so here he is. And
you can avoid any potential like love, romance, lust kind of storyline because they don't seem to dig each other at all. This is strictly business. Which I'm not so sure we're going to avoid with Vicky and Andrade.
Jesus fucking Christ, that's not going to happen.
I don't know it's not.
I do know it's not. Enough out of you, your fucking nerves. Sky, what you call cut promo, who cares?
The Men of the Year, people are hating on that name. I dig it.
I think the Men of the Year, I don't know if I want to like make it of the year though. I'd have to come up with something else.
Because it's in their Contron. They have like a magazine cover.
How does that make it better?
I don't know. Because at least they're referencing actual Contron stuff that's currently taking place. Unlike the Wingmen, whose Contron still says a pretty picture, which was their original name that didn't fly.
I hate them so much.
They all stink. Fire all four.
It is ridiculous. Jesus!
They all suck.
Okay, Jesus. I mean, I haven't seen enough of them to say that they suck. They're just not interesting. They're not good.
Yeah, they're not good. That's
so that's the only option you got? You just good at your steak?
Get out.
No, I'm cutting rosters.
Yeah, YouTube 2.5 hours long each show. Go.
Speaking of which, they actually tried to fix Orange Cassidy's give him a makeover. Fix his wardrobe or something. I forget what it was. I just wanted to pull Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
What a downgrade.
Like, from Jericho down to the Wingman. But we're going to get another more singles action out of Orange Cassidy against any of these four. God help me. And then if faction war? Unless Chris Stanlander is going to drop Avalon on his head. There's no payoff to this.
Agreed. Also, that seemed to be like a fun little thing with the best friends taking them out.
I'm sure somebody will like it.
Not everybody though. Nyla Rose is an asshole. I know we thought last week she might have been the next challenger for Britt Baker, and I would imagine it's still somewhere on the card. But Go Baker's a heel.
Yeah.
And Nyla definitely reestablished herself as a heel this week by bringing up the thing for Layla. She's short, so she brought up a stool, a step stool. Yeah. And she's wrestled like a heel, and she was a complete ass, and I don't get it at all. What are we doing?
I don't know. We're going to try to push. Well, I was going to say we're going to try to push Layla to that title shot, but she lost.
Decisively. I thought it was a decent enough match.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest of the Hirsch fan. I know you are.
Well, I'm not the biggest fan. I'm one of the few people that actually give her credit.
Credit for what?
I think she brings something that not a lot of people on the roster does.
She definitely does. She brings the same thing Marco Stunt does.
No, that's disrespectful. She brings like a serious tenacity.
Tenacity, okay.
A lot of people in AEW have tenacity.
First. Yo, guys.
Seriousness.
I'm joking, by the way. I like the Hirsch enough. That's what I'm going to say about that. She's fine. Yeah. Go Baker's not fine. Go Baker's fantastic.
Splendid.
And the promo was fantastic because that's what she does. I don't know where this thing's going to go with her and Nyla, but I hope it's over painlessly.
We'll see. Triple threat match with somebody?
Sheeta,
Nyla, and Baker?
I would not be mad at that, actually. You know what? You might just solve that problem. Especially since Sheeta has been MIA on Dynamite at the very least.
It's almost like she's champion again.
I wish I was in the video. It's pretty solid. Powerhouse Hobbs and Cage versus Hangman Page and 10. One of these names does not belong. The match was fine. Cage is splendid. Hobbs has that fucking... It's not an avalanche. The avalanche is in the corner.
Yeah.
But whatever it's called when it's not in the corner...
Avalanche crossbody?
It's fantastic. It's one of my favorite moves on the card.
Hobbs has got something.
He does.
He's got a bright future.
And I'm not sure what's holding him back outside the fact that he's
a muscle right now. He doesn't really have his own thing.
Tertiary in Team Taz.
Yeah.
Even with Starks on the shelf, he's still higher than fucking Hobbs is. Anyway, match happens. Your boy, the great Ricky Starks, throws Cage the belt. Cage refuses to use it. And then, Starks slaps the shit out of Cage.
And they run off to the back.
First of all, he slapped the shit out of him.
He did.
He earned it. Unless they had beef. But he always said, make sure you make it look good. All right.
Get your shit in.
Whack! That was fantastic.
Yeah. They ran off. So now we have a handicap match against poor Powerhouse Hobbs.
Jeez, I think you might have ruined this match for me. Poor Powerhouse Hobbs. What will that monster do? Fucking throw these cocksuckers around. That's what he's gonna do.
But he won't.
Nope.
Against Adam Page and 10. And we get a buckshot lariat. And Preston Vance picks up the win.
Is 10 about to leave this group? Otherwise, I don't see the point to this. Why? Cage and Page is right there. Have Page get the win. Are we trying to avoid this because it affects the rankings somehow? I don't fucking know. What are we doing here? Whatever.
I mean, Adam Page is the guy that everybody thought was going to have the title match, and he got dumped down the card because he lost one match to Brian Cage. Maybe we should get him some more wins?
Everybody didn't think that. I didn't think that.
Well, everybody wasn't saying that? I've seen it all over it online. Must have been true.
So yeah, we didn't sound like we enjoyed this week too much. It was fine.
It was really good though.
Yeah, the highlights I would say were the 6-man tag match, the tag team main event, and Go Baker's always a highlight.
We pick things apart because we care.
Yes.
6-man tag, fantastic. Main event, not terrible, just not who I would have scored the pinfall. Miro and Baker are amazing. Pac was amazing.
And let's not forget Christian, your boy, Angelico.
Really good match.
Yes.
Even though Angelico didn't come out to his music or dance.
OVP, Tony Khan for not making that happen. MVP is gotta be Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
It just has to be.
Yeah.
Plug.
My battery is dying on the Twitter without the G. Go follow me where you too can block me like Simon Miller, R-Truth, and many other I have not yet noticed.
You know how fucking we used to say back in the day that you can make an all-star team? I have the people Michael Jordan stopping in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna make an all-star team out of people who block you.
I could definitely create a wrestling company out of people who will block me. It just won't be any good and nobody will watch.
Oh, Jesus. That's an open show. Post your comments down below. I made that rhyme. Like, share, subscribe.